Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all about Chivas versus Mazatlan away at Mazatlan. A massive game, obviously a precursor to the huge game, the Clásico Nacional, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it's another game, man. Game number 5, of 4 wins on the bounce. Imperative that we come here. This is a team, like I said, with pretty much the last 3 or 4 videos. This is the kind of team that we could really step up against. A team that we should be beating on paper, a team that we should be beating every single time we play them. No disrespect to Mazatlan, but it's true. And it's a team that has taken points of us of late, a recent memory. We have slipped up a little bit, drawn games that we should have won, and lost games that we should have drawn. So, always a tough game to go to, especially away from home. I do love our home form. I think we are an absolute fortress at home, but away from home, we're a little bit more dodgier, in my opinion. Managed to get a 2-1 victory, should I say. Should have been 2-0, but a 2-1 victory, which is good. Not getting a clean sheet is annoying, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the first goal, obviously both goals really were set pieces. The first goal was Efrain Alvarez's golazo of a free kick, absolutely amazing goal. Now that was in the first 15 minutes, and by then we were just in dominant control of this game. Mazatlan never really looked seriously like they were going to challenge us. I can't remember Tyler having to make a really good save. It should have been a clean sheet for him, but it is what it is. And then who else? Obviously, we get a penalty, in the first half an hour, and Hormigas, let's say away. Hormigas scoring pretty much every game now for us, which is good. However, he is missing some clear-cut chances. He really does need to work on just finishing a bit better. If his finishing was a little bit better, obviously he'd probably have 5 or 6 more goals this season. He's missing sitters at the moment, which is inexplicable, but he's scoring, so you can't really complain too much. But it is something he has to work on. He's clearly not the finished product yet. He's still developing, still learning. We forget that. His form and his stats make it seem like he is the finished product, but he's not yet. He's still developing. So hopefully he irons that out a little bit. And once he clicks completely, he's going to be scoring 3 or 4 goals a season, in a game, in my opinion. But yeah, that goal ends up being the winner, obviously, because we conceded a sloppy goal in about the hour mark. Poor defensively. At the moment, we are conceding goals stupidly, especially when we're in commanding, winning positions. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats there, 31% possession and 3 shots on target. I mean, we absolutely dominated them at home, especially that first half. It should have been 3 or 4 going into that half time. To be 2 up is great, commanding, but I feel like 2-0 was a bit of a dodgy scoreline, because if you concede 1, which is what we did in the hour mark, we had a bit of a hairy 30 minutes left of the game to kind of try and see that out, make sure they don't score again. It was way more nervy than it should have been. We had this game wrapped up at half time, but I think we should have scored 1 or 2 more, really put this game to bed. But it is what it is. We managed to see the game out. We managed to see it out defensively, and we managed to get a win, which is great. 5 games now out of 17, 5 wins, which is great. And yeah, just looking at the table now, obviously Tigres with their result, they're doing really well as well. To be fair, they're actually level at the moment with Atlas and Cruz Azul. Ooh, that's embarrassing. We're 5 points clear, which is cool. We're the only team now with a score. Perfect 100% record, which is good. I feel like there's a couple of other teams that haven't lost. Toluca hasn't lost. Pumas haven't lost. Amazing that Pumas haven't lost. I feel like they're in a little bit of a wobble. And Tijuana as well, Cholos, they haven't lost either. So we're not the only unbeaten team, but we're the only team that has won all their games, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, at the moment, all good. I can't really complain. I can't really say too much, really. I mean, we're just outplaying players. Obviously, going to negatives, Castillo picked up a bit of a knock. Apparently, that's not serious, but the Romo one looks like it is. I think he pointed to his hamstring, or something snapping or whatever. I feel like Romo's going to be out for a while, which is devastating. And Mexico fans can talk shit on him all they like, but he's been absolutely phenomenal for Chivas. He's been one of our best players, and he's really stepped up into that midfield role. And to miss him, for the Clásico Nacional and potentially further on, is a huge miss. We're quite light, I feel like, numbers wise in that midfield, and I feel like losing Roma is devastating for us. But hopefully, it's not going to be too long. We've still got Gutierrez. Guti, hopefully, if he's going to be at the club, we might as well integrate him back into the team because I feel like we're going to need the numbers. But yeah, that's devastating, really. I mean, you don't want to. That's the trouble with this team. We're clicking so well, we're doing really well. That if we get an injury or two, the key players, if Hormiga, God forbid, gets injured, or Tyler Angel gets injured, if Kotoro or Aguirre gets injured, I feel like that could really destabilise our season. So hopefully the one's not going to be too much of a miss, but I feel like it is going to be a bit of a devastating loss. And yeah, that's the only downside to this game. Really, is just the fact that we conceded a stupid goal again. We're leaking goals at the moment, which we should be a little bit more defensively stronger. But we've got the team at the moment to compete. We've got. I was going to say go to the game's actually in the Akron. I thought it was in Mexico City, to be honest, but yeah, we've got more than a good opportunity to get a result against Club America. Always a tough game, no matter what. The rivalry, it's almost the derby game, really. It's almost like form goes out the window in these kind of games. They are going to step it up against us. We are their main rivals, and we need to be absolutely at our best. And we need to lay down the marker. I was telling my mate the other day, like, beat Mazatlan and Juarez and all these teams are great, and that's what we need to do. But the Club America game is gonna be the game where everyone's like, oh, okay, this is the new Chivas now. This is the change in superiority, because America are on a massive wobble. They're not even in the top five, which is crazy. They're doing all right at the moment ish, but they've had a really terrible start to the season. They've lost a couple of key players. Fidalgo and San Maximan have left pretty much within the same day, and they're two of their best players in my opinion. Maybe not San Maximan, but Alvaro and Fidalgo I think was, and yeah, not getting Abed Vargas. It's very, very obvious that they made a bid for him, and he was like, "Yeah, no, thanks. I want to go to Europe." And America suddenly don't have the pull they did at one point. They can talk about three piece all they like, but at the moment they're fairly trash, and we need to make an example not just of them but of ourselves. We need to turn around and say, look, this is us now. This is Chivas now. This is our time. Let's just go. And we need to be defensively stronger in this game. We need to be really up for it attacking wise. I mean, I want goals in this game and plural. I want more than one goal. I want to really lay down an example. Like I said, not just of America and the fact that we are better than a team, but we are a better team than they are. But make an example of the fact that times are changing now. Dynasty's end or whatever, and hopefully we can start doing something in terms of winning trophies. But this is a huge game. At home, I always fancy us at home, but the boys need to be out for it. We need to be not making any stupid mistakes. And then obviously next week we've got Cruz Azul away. That's going to be a huge game. They're third at the moment. They could be second depending on what Tigres do next week. But we need to make another example. We need to start beating these teams. Cruz Azul are not our rivals, and we need to make sure that they know that. Toluca away. Toluca away again. The beginning of March. That's another tough game. They're in and about the top four, top five. Atlas away then. Going into March, that's Clásico Tapatío is crazy, and then obviously Santos Laguna, who are having a terrible season right now, and then obviously Leon as well. So yeah, the next four games are going to be really, really tough. If we can get, 2 or 3 wins out of that, a couple of draws, I'll be quite happy. And then obviously go and then try and beat Laguna, Santos Laguna and Leon and towards the middle of March. But yeah, we've got some really tough. We've won the games that we needed to win, got them out of the way, but now this is the crunch part of the season for me. Club America, Cruz Azul, Toluca, and Atlas all in the space of a couple of weeks is just absolutely crazy. But these are the teams that we need to beat, and these are the teams we need to go against. And I really am quite interested in and excited, really, to see what Milito can do up against these teams. And hopefully, yeah, like I said, we can continue this, this really great season so far. This season could not have gone more perfectly, apart from maybe getting a couple more clean sheets. But yeah, we're doing what we need to do right now, and we're doing really well. And hopefully injuries don't occur, and we can stay healthy, and we can keep going and try and do something special this year. As for me coming back, I probably won't be back until after the Club America game. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing roster wise. I think I've got the Monday off afterwards, so probably around about a week's time, I'll do another video for the America game. So that's going to be interesting. It's gonna be a crazy game. But let me know what you think about the Mazatlan game. Efrain Alvarez scoring. I think he's not scoring quite enough. He's getting a few assists, but he's not scoring enough for me. So getting him scoring a really good free kick as well. It's really good for me. Hopefully, he can kick on a bit, get a couple more goals, be a bit more active in that final third. And Hormiga, how many goals do you think he's going to score this season? Because I feel like if he stays healthy, I feel like he's going to have another historical season, and then end it by going to the World Cup and having hopefully a decent tournament. Let me know what you think about the rosters, the other fixtures we've got coming up, and do you think we can get a result against America? If not, why? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll have a great weekend, guys. My weekend's been brilliant. Arsenal won, Chivas won. It's great, perfect for me. So yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't done already. Comment down below if you can, because I do reply and I like to talk to you guys. And yeah, have a great weekend, have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week for the Clásico Nacional. Thank you, guys. Adios.